How's that? Hello, my name's Thomas, and I'm a game developer and YouTuber, and I got invited into this collaboration project to create a game using the Synty Sci-Fi asset pack, which is super cool, so let's dive into it.
This game project was a ton of fun to work on. I was a little bit limited on time with my holiday schedule, but I was able to put together a fun project in a relatively little amount of time. It doesn't have a win or lose condition, so I'll call it more of a simulation than a game at this point. But let's jump into it. I've used Synty's assets in the past, so I was really looking forward to finding out what was in the sci-fi pack. So I quickly created a new Unity project and imported the assets to take a look. Okay. Yep. This is going to be very fun. Vehicles, okay. Oh, yes, look at all these vehicles. This is what I was really hoping would be in here. I already have a good idea. Let's get going on this. I was really excited to see the variety of vehicles in the asset pack, and I immediately had an idea for the kind of game I wanted to make. But before I started building anything, I wanted to write out a few ideas so I had a clear vision for what I wanted to make. Once I had a clear plan to move forward with, I set to work setting up the scene and getting some basic functionality working. I grabbed a cool looking barge prefab to use as a gas station and started scripting some logic to get the ships to fly to the gas station. And it was working exactly how I wanted, first try, without any issues. Then I set my sights on improving the scene aesthetic a bit. So I threw in some more assets, made some big sphere planets and some particle systems, and it was looking pretty good. I designated a few locations that I was calling parking spots, so the ships had somewhere to go and wouldn't collide with each other. I also decided to have the player control one of these tugboat ships, so I got a simple controller for that working. This next part was pretty fun to implement. I threw in another asset that I had called Obi Rope, which lets me define rope-like objects in the game, and I thought that this would be a perfect way to implement a hose for the fuel. And this is what I came up with, which looks pretty good in my opinion. I gave the hoses a material that looks almost organic, like they're giant worms or something, and the hose undulates as if a liquid is moving through it. And then of course, the end of the hose spews out particles. I also added in the ability to grab the end of the hose and drag it around. At this point, I took another pause from gameplay and gave the scene another facelift. I wanted to focus on environmental storytelling and fleshing out the area to look like it could be an actual establishment. The Synty asset pack made this so easy too. It was fun to drag stuff in and see what fit and what I could use. It made iterating on the level design super quick and fun. As you can see here, I had some bugs with multiple ships claiming the same parking spot, but I got that mostly sorted out eventually. The last integral part of the game design was to create a port or valve on the ships where we can connect the fuel hose to. So I started perusing the assets for something that I could use to resemble a fuel port. Then I wrote some code to swap materials when the ship is fully fueled, so it would obviously transition from red to green when it was fully fueled. Then I did some more playing around with post-processing effects. And then I improved the player controller so it felt a bit more floaty and had a flame effect coming out the back. And then I pretty much called it a day. So now you can fuel ships as they come in, and if you don't tend to them after a certain amount of time, they get angry and fly off. Like I said before, there's no win or lose condition, and I didn't have time to implement any upgrades, but I completed the MVP and it's pretty fun to play around with. I definitely had a lot of fun with this one, and I'm glad I got to be a part of this project. Today, I'm going to be playing the games that we made. So the rules were, we use the same sci-fi asset pack, we don't communicate so we don't know what kind of games the other people are making, and we only have 48 hours. So it wasn't a lot of time to make a game, but I haven't played any of them yet, so that's what I'm going to do now. So let's turn our attention to the old monitor. Okay, so this is my game. It's super fun. You can see you control this little tugboat, and you get to fly around and you see other ships start to dock at this gas station. So you can pick up these hoses and connect them to the ships that need refueling. And that is the entire game. Over here, pick up a little fuel hose and boop. I'll make my own sound effects here because I didn't have enough time to put actual sound effects into the game. Best gas station attendant this side of the Mississippi. So yeah, you can see I think I spent a little too much time on the visuals and not enough time on the gameplay. I think the game looks really cool. I like the layout that I have. I like the post-processing effects that I put in here. I think it looks really cool. It feels pretty good to play. Yeah, the gameplay is severely lacking. I was hoping that I could have like rounds where the ships coming in would come more frequently and you could upgrade to get more fuel hoses as you go, and maybe the rate that they output fuel would increase as you purchase upgrades. Maybe in the future, I don't know. This is a fun project to work on. That actually burned my mouth. So this is the submission from Silverly B, and I think it's some sort of base building game. Yeah, cool. Wow. Wow, and ships flying around. I didn't even have a title screen in mind, so this is super impressive. Let's jump into it. Oh, they have levels. I'm really getting showed up here. Okay. Oh, fun. Okay, so I have money. I have an amount of workers. I can re-roll. Okay, so these are like cards. Corridor, dorms, and then I have to re-roll, I guess. This is really cool. Okay, so Scrapyard gives you $250 per round, and it requires 20 workers. So re-rolls get more expensive as you go, but if you have scrapyards, you get more money. Okay. This is already way more fun than my game. Game over. Fun. I really enjoyed that. Let's look at the other levels real quick. Okay, cool. I am super impressed with this. I think it's such a fun game. Silverly B did such a good job of constraining the scope of the game to a really small form of its potential, but having everything fleshed out, you know. This is like a full game. It's got a title screen, it has points, it has an economy. So yeah, I'm really impressed with this. Yeah, and what's great about this game is I can totally see it expanding. It's so self-contained. It fit the scope of our 48-hour game jam really well, but I can totally see how these elements can be expanded upon to make a fully fledged game, which I think is cool. Yeah, super awesome. Thumbs up. Okay. So this next game is called Oxygon, and it was made by Nathan Rohner, and I've actually collaborated with him in the past. He has a cool YouTube channel where he talks about game dev and also does devlogs. Oh, look at, he added me on here. He put my YouTube channel on his thing. Oh, I need to do that. Yeah, actually everybody down here is super cool. I love all of these people. Okay, yeah, look at that. Developer interview, Thomas Stewart. Yeah, so Nathan and I, we go way back. We go back to 9 months ago. So I'm excited to check out his game because I know that he's a talented dev. So let's check it out. I'm on a Mac and I run a virtual machine if I have to run Windows applications, and that might make the game slow. That's what I get for being an Apple prisoner. In other news, if you've never drank yerba mate, it's really good. A buddy of mine from Argentina told me about it, and I'm hooked. Ah, here we go. The mouse is really sensitive for me, but that's okay. Oh, yeah. I am really impressed. Look at this. You see this? This is what we call environmental storytelling. And, oh, I'm out of oxygen. Oh, okay. Is this oxygen? Oh, okay, good. Okay. Yeah, I don't have time to mess around. I need to, probably this way. This is real laggy, but I think that's my fault. More oxygen, please. Oh, hello. Okay, I'm out of ammo. How fun. I think it would be really nice if your oxygen came back when you're in these little capsules, but this is probably really hard to watch because of how laggy it is, and I apologize for that. Maybe I should get a proper computer one of these days. Alright, I'm gonna try and kill you this time. Yeah, got him. I'm just gonna try and leg it. I bet that's where I'm going. Oh, cool. Look at this. These assets look really cool, even blown up. Yeah, okay. So you can't just leg it to the end, but really impressed. Good job, Nathan. All right, so this is the submission from Dan Paz, which is Monolith, and he even made a logo? Are you kidding me? Okay, yeah, I'm excited to dive into it. Let's do it. Look at that. I love that. Oh, wow. So professional. Come on, Dan. You're making us all look bad. Another good thing about yerba mate is you can just keep a thermos of hot water on you, and then you keep refilling it. And so you can refill your cup like 10 times. After a series of warp jumps, your ship needs refueling. Hey, fuel systems. Do we need instructions? No. No, we do not. Oh, an intro cinematic. Dan. So classy. Okay, very cool. So we are looking for scrap. We click to move, so it goes wherever we click. And we're trying to get carbon. Should have read the instructions. Ah, there we go. It's super fun seeing how all these different developers saw the same assets and had totally different ideas for them. We're looking for scrap. That looks like scrap. Nice. I like the sound effects. I really like the UI. I think that Dan really captured like the essence of the sci-fi UI, you know, where it has that 45-degree slash. The mini map is super cool. Okay, so you just stand on the pad and it deposits all of your stuff. How fun. But I really like how you just land on this planet and you're like, what can I shoot with lasers, and just take as many resources from it as I can. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Good job, Dan. Okay, so this next one is called Rhythm Defense by Leginger Dev. Okay, tower placements. Good. Rhythm Tower Defense. Love it. You can click a tower to open the menu to upgrade them. This is important. I love that. Oh my word. You even have a good and perfect? How fun. Okay. I was not expecting... Oh, okay. I need to pay attention. Upgrade. I don't have enough money for that. This is fun because you can either increase the damage of your turrets by playing the little mini game on the beat, or if you should be focusing on looking at where the enemies are, upgrading your turrets, or buying new ones. It's really hard to tell if you're supposed to be hitting left and right simultaneously, because you can't really tell if they match up or if they're just really close. And honestly, I'm really enjoying it. Like, I could see this being a full game. I wonder if these arrows are random, or if he hard-coded what these patterns are. Really impressive. I can tell that Leginger Dev's YouTube channel is gonna do well, because he only has like less than 200 subscribers right now, but he's a talented dude. I really have to focus on what I'm doing here. I like that the enemies hop. I like that the different objects in the background dance with the music. I think that's really fun. I like that it's only 2 directions, so I only have to worry about left and right. I think it could get overwhelming if there were like 4 directions. Oh, wow. How fun. It's like a Dance Dance Revolution meets Crypt of the Necrodancer meets Tower Defense. Super fun. I really enjoyed that. This last game is from Binary Lunar. Wow. I wonder if this is AI generated. It's a really cool background. Destroy all drones. I like it. Super simple. I have a gun. I am in a town. Oh. Oh. Okay. That drone almost killed me. First one. I like the music too. I don't think I'm recording the audio from the game, but the music in this is really fun. By the way, if you want to play any of these games, they're on itch, so I'll link those down below and you can check them out for yourself. This gun feels really good to shoot. It's got like a good punch. It has like a good distortion effect. It's like a big plasma bullet, and it just feels good to shoot. Yeah, I think this game would be a little easier to play if my virtual machine wasn't such a potato. It'd be fun if there's another type of weapon, or like maybe I had to run around and find ammunition. Everybody did so good with their projects. I like that you can get health back. You have to attack in order to get health back. Very cool. Very, very cool. Well, that's all of them. Man, I am really impressed seeing everybody else's projects that they made. All of those were made in under 48 hours, which was really cool. I love that none of the games were that similar. Everybody took the same art assets and just went a completely different direction. Big thanks to Dan Paz for bringing everybody together and suggesting that we do a collaboration project, because that was really fun. And a huge shout out to Synty for letting us use their asset pack, which was filled with some really good stuff. Yep, keep it real and keep it honest and keep fighting on. Keep on, everybody. Okay.